G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here. Today I have for you the Ulanzi 40 watt studio bright light. It's CCL, it's RGB, it's scenes, it's everything, and you have two options depending on which you want to go with. You have the 40 watt Pro Max 50 watt or the RGB Max 50 watt. What's the 50 watt about when it's a 40 watt light? We'll get to that in a minute because it involves 125%. So have a go at the build quality of this. It's a nice weight and it has heaps of ventilation. In fact, on all four sides, it has ventilation. The reason it needs ventilation is because it gets so hot. So with the ventilation and the fan, that enables it to keep cool and not set fire to yourself, your hands, your desk, your lights, your house, your entire life. So thank you, Ulanzi, for thinking about that. It's got a quarter 20 on the bottom, and that's about it for external features other than its charging capacity. Has a DC power option, but the charger for me did not come with the light, so I would expect that it probably wouldn't for you unless you order it as an accessory. But the USB-C is a winner, but it does require 60 watts of power, but more of that later on. You can plug it in and have it powered whilst it works, so that's a big win. And you'll notice some accessories can be added, so let's talk accessories. It comes with this cone. The cone just fits nicely into there and locks in, and it's sturdy. So there you go, just like that. And you can put the cone over the top, which creates a really softer light. You'll see the light examples later on, but the cone gives you a softer option. It does heat up though, so be careful that this doesn't get so hot and this doesn't get so hot that when you grab it, you burn yourself, or when you put it on some paper, it doesn't. You can purchase some other accessories with it though too. For example, some barn doors. The barn doors come with this thing that just keeps it dry. They're good for your camera bag, by the way. Stick them in your camera bag and you'll reduce the amount of moisture damage that your gear gets. So barn doors, I don't know where they got their name from. Tell me in the comments below where barn doors got their name from, other than the fact that when somebody first looked at them, they go, they look like barn doors. That might actually be it, I suppose. But as you can see, so let's just put this on here. It attaches the same way as the cone did, and you just push it in and you turn it. Interesting configuration. So right now, that's on an angle. You see that? It's on an angle. There we go. Yeah, rookie error. Okay, and what that enables is when you turn it on and you focus down on something, it creates a square. Can you see this? All right, let me just do like that. There we go. So it creates a square, and so you can channel and focus your light on however and whatever you need it to be. You can open it right up and you have the brightness, the harshness of the light. You can't interchange these. You can't use this with the cone and so on and so forth. You have to pick, but it's good for creative product photography, highlighting a particular subject or a person that you want to highlight in order to achieve a certain effect of say a harsh light, a shadow bursting across their face. Could look really epic. The most exciting accessory is this one though. This is a gem. I've not seen something like this before for a product like this before, but it's really, really cool and I use it all the time. It's perfect for softening a light and expanding the light, so creating a heap of soft light expanse throughout your shot. And here it is. It's like a softbox, but it's like a soft ball. Yes, a soft ball, not a soft box. And so the idea is there is a hook in there. There is this internal latch and it attaches to a plastic hook on the other end, and you can always stick your hand in if you can't do it like I'm about to do it. And so you push it down and then you just wait for it to lock on. It's a big spring and it holds its form. Look at that. It's so easy, and like it really is that easy to do. I've used this for mood lighting, like in this circumstance. Really, really cool. And very bright based on the light. Let's attach this now, and again, you attach it in exactly the same way, and it's good to go. This is the size next to my head. I don't have a big head. I have a big head, but this is, yeah. It comes in this beautiful sleeve that enables it to be really nicely maneuvered, and this connects, actually got some Velcro here, in case you want to Velcro something to it. What would you Velcro to it? Can you help me with that? You wouldn't Velcro this to something because it's heavy with this light, but I'm sure there's a brilliant reason that I have simply overlooked that I would love to hear from you. So we turn it on by clicking the switch down. That switch utilizes it, but you then need to turn this knob that makes sure it goes on, that so it doesn't accidentally switch on in your bag or anything like that. you'll see we're at a rating of 25,000 Kelvin. And so if I use the left switch, I can move that all the way up, and you'll see the effect that's having at 100%. So if I move it up to 6500, and then let me move the intensity down, and you'll see the difference that the intensity makes as it comes down in individual increments and goes all the way down to 1. If we put this at 50 and then we click it and hold, we go to RGB. Then you can use the same knob to change the saturation, so we can go all the way down if that's on blue. If we hold this button once, it clicks over to the hue, so you can change your hue, and we can go through all the colors of the rainbow. Now I'm partial to a red, but this is at 60% intensity of that red. So if we click our button and we go across to it, we can then use our left hand knob to move it all the way up to 100. And if you want to increase the brightness, you just use the right hand knob to do that, and that is at 100 brightness. Now we also have the option on this light and on the other light that I'll show you in just a minute to hold down the percentage button, and it gives us an extra 25%. So it moves from a 40 watt light to a 50 watt light, which is insanely bright, and that will hold even if we turn it off and then we turn it on again. We work through this and it goes straight back to how we left. So it holds the settings of the light for you. Super handy, right? To get out of the 125, I just click this again and it goes to 1, but as soon as I touch that, it goes to 100, and then I can control it from there. Now let's go over to the scenes. There are 20 scenes to be enjoyed, and you can change the strength of the light as we go through, and I just turn the left hand knob to access those different scenes. A lot of these scenes, in fact most of these scenes, are what you would have seen before, but I imagine as you're looking at this, you can be thinking about what your application of them might be for the different projects that you have. The beauty of this light is it's really quite strong, as you can see from our color profile example, and I can just go through. There's some white options, and then there's some RGB color options in this, so they've mixed it up fairly sufficiently. I'm actually quite happy, and I can't think of another option you'd need. In fact, if you think of another scene option that you think, yeah, it'd be great to have that on board with this, then please let me know down below. And our last one is HSI, which is hue, saturation, and intensity at fast. Now let's switch this out for the Pro Max 50. Here's the Pro Max 50. Turn it on. The LED comes to life, and these lights, you need to know, burn hot. So do not put the element on a plastic surface or something that might be flammable. It will be disastrous. So the same settings apply, the same configuration. And just going to turn this down so you can see what we're dealing with. And so they're actually really quite bright, and even on 1% are super, super bright. So good to keep in mind when you're mucking about with these projects and you're thinking, perhaps you might need a lesser light than this, so you can actually move the light away from your subject. See how that darkens as it moves away. So you have the opportunity sometimes for distance. Now on minimum power, you should be able to get 5 hours use out of this. No one's ever going to use it just on minimum power for 5 hours, are they? Well, you might. You might. But what you're really wondering is how long can you get out of it high powered? I reckon an hour absolute tops. Probably closer to 45 minutes, and I reckon it takes about 3 hours to charge. It does take a while to charge. The more wattage you can pump into this, I'm not sure in electricity as you just worked out, but the more wattage you can pump into this, the quicker it will charge, and that will be a winner for you. But again, if you use just a normal USB-C plug, it won't make a dent in this. It won't change anything. You can power it while that's plugged in for a certain amount of time, and then it'll die. It'll be quite frustrating to you. So make sure you put a lot of power and juice into this. And that would be my only, I think, critique of this. It's a really brilliant options, whether you want just the white or the RGB. The RGB does everything the white one does, plus the color. So my bet would be just take this, because it'll just sort you out for all your options. But the challenge is the battery life. It just gone like that, and then you need to pump it up some more. But so handy because it's small, it's versatile, you can use it with a bunch of different things. And honestly, with these sort of projects, and I've used this a ton, they've been really satisfactory because my projects that I make, if I'm making videos or I'm doing certain shooting stuff, I can either plug it direct into power, or I can just use it for under an hour, because I don't shoot for that long when I do these sort of things. I just turn the lights on when I need them. Good tip for you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much, Ulanzi, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. A great little addition to the market, and you guys just do some top gear. You're getting better and better, and I'm more and more stoked to be able to be part of the team and recommend these wonderful products to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. It attaches the same way as the cone did, through these nice little slots here that my failing eyes cannot see with enormous difficulty. Oh my gosh, why can't I touch it? Ah.